So this is the writing retreat that we booked for ourselves. With cabins, a bathhouse, no air conditioner, but it does have a heater, and we don't need that. But it's a very nice cabin, small. But yeah, that's us down there, the white car. So pretty interesting. Hard to believe this is right down the road, basically from where we live. So pretty cool. No Wi-Fi, so I don't know if I'll be able to even upload these videos while we're here. But that just means no distractions. Get the actual writing done. So this is the view from the cabin's deck. Lovely creek down there between those trees right about there. Over there you can hear it bubbling right about there. Last night I used this for a workbench. Melissa was over here, my wife. She was over here on this side using that. This is their trash box, I guess. The bag is in there in the corner. She used that for a footstool, and then she went to bed and I used it for a footstool. And this thing gave me a heck of a kink in my back, which I'm still slumped over today because of. As we come in, here's the big French doors. As we come in, overhead there's a big fan we could use. And there's some actual lights. There's a little switch over there that turns on these lights underneath the bar, I guess what you call it, rail or whatever. As we come in, we're doing Easter egg hunts late in the season because I guess of the weather or something. Brought my guitar with me because we're going to church tomorrow morning. Right now it's Saturday. And interesting little bed situation. Reminds me of something like Japan or something. Little bench for our other stuff, and here's a little workbench. Read a little bit last night. Worked on the computer a little bit last night. Got my stack of books over here. What am I reading last night? I read You Like It Darker, Stephen King. One of my favorite books on the craft of fiction, How to Write Killer Fiction by Carolyn Wheat. I've also started reading The Never-Ending Story. Watched that as a kid, never read the book. So far, it's pretty good. And then a recent devotional I got, Stress Less Devotional, which I haven't read today and I need to, so probably need to bring that with me. About to go back up to the cabin, just made me some coffee. Go up to they have an outside kitchen. Oh, and yes, of course, can't forget the Bible, got that right there. They have an outside kitchen. And about to head back up there, do some more writing. Okay, this is something brand new I want to do. And I'm just going to go along and read the actual journal entry here that I'm writing while on this little writing retreat. So, we begin April 18th, Saturday, 8:35 a.m. And we are at the cabin. Okay, so here we go. This is a truly sporadic, in-the-moment weekend. Earlier in the week, I had an impulse to find a place to go on a writing retreat, so I decided to see what I could find on Airbnb. Much to my surprise, about 25 minutes away from our house, between Crossville and Crab Orchard, was a remote cabin site out in the middle of nowhere. So I talked to Melissa, that's my wife, about coming, and she said she'd been wanting a mini vacation, a getaway, for about a month now. So here we are, staying a couple of nights in a single-room cabin with a deck overlooking a creek below, barely visible, but you can still hear it. No air conditioning, no internet, an outside kitchen, and a bathhouse. And it's great. Thankfully, it's still early spring, so it's not too hot. Last night's temperature got down to a brisk 61 or maybe 41 degrees. I can't exactly remember right now. And this morning is cool and breezy, sitting here underneath the roof of the outdoor kitchen/bar. I'm just finishing off a cup of dark roast Starbucks coffee from the French press I used. I've already had my devotional, and after this entry, I'll take a short walk to visit the huge 3 tom turkeys they have in a pen here before coming back to settle in and get back to work on writing book 2 of my debut novel series. Pausing every so often to read The Never-Ending Story, a book I've never read but watched the movie dozens of times as a kid. Practically grew up on it. Then later this afternoon, some relatives are having their annual Easter egg hunt and cookout. A week late, but that's family for you. And we'll get to see DJ, our son, for a little while before he goes back to Dad and Karen's, the grandparents, for the evening. And we come back for one more night of writing escape. More good news. Since this trip is specifically for my writing business, and I gave a copy of both the first book in my Smart Focus series and my debut album, Revival in the Air, I should be able to count it as a business expense. It would be amazing to be able to afford going on more of these writing retreats throughout the year. One each new season doesn't sound unreasonable. But with things as they are, where I work, being so unpredictable from month to month, things would have to shape up quite a bit for that to happen. But it might not be as far-fetched as I might think. I'll just have to start making writing retreats an intentional part of my career. But enough about the trip. How's the actual writing coming along? As usual, it's a slow start, especially since I don't have some of my usual online resources available. Without the Wi-Fi, you can't really have those. Things like online research, Dropbox syncing, access to writing sprint videos and writing vlogs, as well as access to the Publish and Thrive course that I purchased a few months back, again for my writing business. But overall, the writing went well last night. I was able to use the regular clock app on my MacBook Air M3 as a sprint timer, and the natural nature background sounds served as my music, so it was pretty conducive to a writing environment. I'm starting to see more of the immediate story forming as I continue to write. I've already plotted, loosely, ahead around 5 or 6 scenes. As I tend to overthink things, I may be overthinking this, but it feels like there's so much more to uncover. There are plenty of loose ends, for me at least, things that I can't mention here because of spoilers. I guess having so many ideas, especially in the messy middle phase of things, is a good problem for any writer to have. Still, it seems so overwhelming, so insurmountable to think about. So, don't think about it, my inner voice immediately says. Come to think of it, that's the first time I've heard that voice in so long, years perhaps, I hardly recognize it. With all the usual chatter from my inner critic, I hardly have room or attention enough for hearing anything else. But I know this voice is right. Don't think about all the things that lay ahead, all the things that may not even be written into existence yet. They're just ideas for now, thoughts which aren't written in stone, much less still fresh on the page. Instead, use the light you have right now to see in front of you, as E.L. Doctorow famously quoted. That's all you need to make the entire journey. Just the next word. Little fun fact for you here. I decided to record this voiceover while sitting outside on my back deck with the nature sounds and the wind chimes and all that good stuff happening. I was going to do an actual formal recording that would sound more professional, but I wanted to give that outside nature feel that this video scene conveys so much.